She was 71, and she had owned this dog for 8 years. She had never seen him do this. Eulalia Prentice Broward had been a school librarian for 33 years. She had retired at 65, with a body she had never paid very much attention to, and a small mixed-breed dog named Binky, who had come with the retirement, a gift from her daughter. 6 pounds of Chihuahua mix who slept on her feet and traveled with her, and had become the primary fixture of her quiet house. She was also a type 2 diabetic, managed, mostly. Her granddaughter Waverly was 17 months old. She visited on Tuesdays. Eulalia made her soft-boiled eggs and toast and had loved every Tuesday of the last 5 months. On a Tuesday in October, Eulalia had taken her insulin at breakfast and then forgotten to eat. This was not something she did intentionally. She had gotten busy sorting books she wanted to donate to the library, a project she had planned, and by the time she remembered to eat, it was 11 a.m. And she had a 17-month-old arriving in 40 minutes, and she thought she would just start lunch a little early. Binky began whining at 10:22 a.m. He sat in front of her chair and whined. She gave him his biscuit. He did not eat the biscuit. He pressed his 6-pound body against her ankle and whined again. "You're fine. Shush." He whined. He pawed at her knee. He had not done this in 8 years. She stood to go to the kitchen. Her vision swam. She sat back down. She knew that feeling. She also knew she was fine. She was always fine. She had been managing this for 11 years. Binky climbed onto her lap. He was not allowed on the lap. He had never climbed onto the lap in 8 years. He put his small weight on her thighs and pressed his face against her arm. Her daughter Margot arrived with Waverly at 10:51. She opened the front door, which was unlocked as it always was on Tuesdays, and found her mother in the armchair, looking gray. The glucometer in Eulalia's kitchen measured her blood glucose at 47 mg/dl. Normal for a non-diabetic is above 70. For a managed type 2, 47 is an emergency. Margot sat with her mother on the kitchen floor and fed her orange juice in small sips, and held the phone and watched the glucometer readout climb back toward 80, while Waverly patted Binky's back with both hands, and the dog sat between Eulalia's feet and would not move. If you stay for stories about what animals notice before we do, you're in the right place. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Eulalia's endocrinologist was a woman named Dr. Felixes Patel. She adjusted her insulin regimen at the next appointment and installed a continuous glucose monitor that would alert Eulalia's phone when her blood glucose dropped below 70. Your dog was alerting at 10:22. What was your glucose at that point? They did not have a reading from that time, but the CGM data going forward would later show that Binky's behavior changes consistently began when her glucose crossed below 65, before any human symptom was visible, before any machine had alarmed. Small dogs with close contact to their owners develop extremely sensitive baseline familiarity with that person's body chemistry, Dr. Patel said. The acetone compounds, the hormone changes, the skin perspiration chemistry. A dog who has slept on your feet for 8 years knows your baseline better than you do. When it changes, they respond. Has your animal ever done something you couldn't explain until it was the only thing that did? Tell us in the comments. These stories deserve to be heard. Eulalia went home that afternoon and sat in her armchair. Binky climbed into her lap. She let him. She had decided without discussion that the no-lap rule was retired. She thought about the 8 years, the biscuits he had always eaten, the paw he had never put on her knee, the 8 years of sleeping on her feet, breathing in her chemistry, learning her number. the one she had not been watching carefully enough. She thought about 10:22 a.m. and the whine she had called shush. Every guardian deserves to be recognized, even the ones who weigh 6 pounds and have been learning your number for 8 years. If stories like this matter to you, subscribe so you never miss the next one. On Tuesdays now, Eulalia eats breakfast. She wears the CGM. She sets the phone alert, and Binky sits on her lap, which was never the rule, and which she does not plan to change. He watches Waverly eat her soft-boiled eggs with his usual patient attention. He has not needed to whine again. Tomorrow, there's another one, about a miniature schnauzer who refused to stop barking at a kitchen cabinet for 11 days until the plumber arrived.